to inform a child that you are not interested in being a mother at a time.
To illuminate a kid that you are not keen on being a mother when that youngster is the main youngster that can possibly persuade a kid to think that you are not inspired by them? Explicitly, my mom had additionally confessed to me that she didn't do everything position that she could manage, would likewise make one start to address your previous choices in general and earlier profound interact activities yet frankly and fair. You realize those were things that I was able to move past? No one's ideal. All of us are human, yet my mom showed an unmistakable absence of modesty, empathy, and thought, while taking any degree of responsibility for those things you all not Monique, and her better half plunking down setting they ring lights, and afterward going live on Instagram. To disgrace her child since he blamed Monique for not being honest about their relationship, young lady. What in her Club Shay interview Monique talked about how stressed her relationship is with her most memorable child, Shaon, and she sort of made it appear as though it was Shalom's shortcoming that they were on the outs while Shaon was not having this, and he took to TikTok to uncover Monique for being a bum mother and hide any hint of failure, yet Monique was not going to withdraw, and she chose to go live with her significant other Sydney and disgrace Shaon for telling his reality and remaining by it. Chile, there's a ton to unload here since this show gets chaotic, and I would like to address this, however, on when you say her daddy, then, at that point, that is while mom going to say quit playing since you know this has been Uncle Sid your entire life. Uncle Sid knew you before you knew you, so for you to say her 3 children, yes, you're totally correct. He has 3 children. He can't guarantee you as his child since he's forever been Uncle Sid. And he knows your daddy very well. This dramatization, like each and every other dramatization that Monique has been engaged with for the recent weeks, began because of her meeting with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay. Young lady, when I tell you all that the meeting raised a ruckus, drove Monique's operations exceptionally crazy, I'm not in any event kidding, yet for reasons unknown, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Kevin Hart were not Monique's just operations, since she likewise discussed her most established child, Shaon Jackson, who she doesn't have an excellent relationship with. It's not unexpected information that Monique and Shaon don't agree a ton of subjects and they scarcely have a relationship any longer, and from the manner in which Shaon was recounting the story, it doesn't seem like Monique likes him particularly. Child, from the things that Monique said herself, it additionally doesn't seem like she enjoys him particularly by any stretch of the imagination. In her meeting, Shannon Sharp asked her where her relationship with Shaon stood, and she essentially said that she was crushing in the good old days when she had Shaon, so she wasn't there as much for him as she is with her more youthful youngsters with her ongoing spouse Sydney. I believe that the world should know me, and afterward, once I had a child, I was extremely youthful. When I had my most memorable child, I didn't believe should need to go to a school since that was everything that could be managed. The cost of I maintained that him should have the option to do anything he desired to do. Now, there was a penance in that right. 'Cause while you attempting to go get it, you missing this here, gracious. You miss a ton the supporting, you miss all of that. So all of that had managed so presently with this gathering with my second arrangement of youngsters. I'm an unexpected mother in comparison to I was then, at that point. So my entire thing is even correct. Now we need to ensure that when we leave here, our children are great, right the way that she alluded to them as her second arrangement of youngsters annoyed many individuals since she basically made it sound like she had supplanted Shaon. She might have called them her more youthful kids or something, yet her alluding to them as the subsequent set just had individuals feeling a kind of way, yet it deteriorates on the grounds that she additionally appeared to concede that she wasn't too perfect of a mother to Shaon, and that she's a greatly improved mother to her more youthful children than she was to him. We need to ensure that when we leave here, our infants are great, right, and their infants are great. And had Tyler Per not lied, we would be en route to that. And I realize individuals saying why she continue onward back to that goodness. Yet it deteriorates from here since she had this to say: it denied you of a ton of things of a mother-child relationship. Thus, you made a point not to commit the error this time around. What's your relationship like? Is he angry of that? We're still a lot of isolated, okay? And it's a unique Lee, something where you need to go to the universe and say, let time do the recuperating me. And that is all there is to it. right? That is all there is to it. Allowed opportunity to do that mending. It might mend it in time, and it may not, and that is something that we as guardians need to say, listen, right? I've done what I could do. I've taken responsibility for it currently. It ultimately depends on you, right? That is, that resembles while someone's Maxim Shannon. I need to apologize to you now. It depends on you, the choice about whether to acknowledge the choice about whether to yet when I give it to you. I've done my part and don't apologize like no troublemaker. I'm only upset for everything. Let receive your butt in return. No separate it. How about we go step by step so way we realize you comprehend the offense that you've done now? I'm not on the grounds that I've needed to rehash that this had individuals feeling a sort of way since it didn't seem like she truly thought often about Shaon. She had a what will be somewhat disposition that a many individuals felt was awkward, thinking about that she was the person who demolished their relationship, and afterward he needed to remain uninvolved and watch her empty every last bit of her adoration into her new youngsters. With a renewed person, definitely Shaon presumably had a very pungent outlook on that, and truly we can't fault him for that, since anyone would feel pungent over that, particularly since Monique's expression not remorse most likely wasn't earnest from the manner in which she's discussing it. I mean, even she conceded that she screwed up with Shaon. Well, Shaon saw the video, as did a huge number of individuals all around the world. He was not having this in her meeting. She caused it to appear as though he was the one holding out on her since she professed to have apologized, yet he showed no revenue in fixing their relationship. She likewise guaranteed that she had done all that could be expected and that Shaon had shown no revenue in tolerating her peace offering and solicitation for harmony, yet Shaon had something else completely to say, and he posted a long video on TikTok recounting his side of the story. He uncovered Monique for lying about contacting him to accommodate, guaranteeing that neither one of them had connected with the other in quite a while, and they were both okay with the status quo between them, to address the U Club's interview that she did where she expresses that she Shawn's the universe concerning accommodating our relationship, as I expressed, is odd. My mom and I both realize that that is an exceptionally bogus account, and I might want to free her of keeping online confidence without work is dead, and neither one of us wants to invest any energy to accommodate with the other. Ooh, we are discreet, as she put it, since she doesn't want to be my mom any longer than I want to be her child. Neither one of us, has held on to the craving to contact the other in sex Emily forever, and I don't feel that both of us guesses that feeling truly returning talking with my mom straightforwardly. I would say will either prompt some odd, freshly discovered epiphany concerning how she was as my mom, or she withdraws back to daddy to push ahead with a discussion. And I burnt out on hearing my mom's insights. It sort of seemed like he allowed her the opportunity again and again to be a decent mother to him and fix their relationship, yet she recently continued gaslighting him again and again until he in the end needed to surrender. Additionally, when he said daddy, he was alluding to her ongoing husband Sydney for reasons unknown. Monique calls him daddy, and I'm not in any event going to get into that now. Shaon guaranteed that at whatever point he and Monique didn't appreciate both perspectives, she would withdraw from the discussion and permit Sydney, also known as daddy, to assume control over the discussion. Now I want you all to remember this, since we will return again to it in a moment. In his video, Shaon proceeded to say that he didn't have a decent connection with Sydney either, and he uncovered that Sydney doesn't think of him as a child, despite the fact that he has been hitched to Monique for 18 years at this point. Yet it's far more atrocious on the grounds that he uncovered that Sydney was disturbed that Monique talked about Shaon in the meeting by any means, and he could have done without the way that Monique said that she has 4 children than 3. Monique has 3 children with Sydney, so she has 4 children altogether, yet, for reasons unknown, didn't believe that she should guarantee Shaon, and would have favored her to say they had 3 children rather. To those pondering, great why say something, presently call it a type of treatment for me, I assume. Yet when her daddy had purposefully expressed that they have 3 children, yet his significant other is on the web discussing the 4th child in a video that has a large number of perspectives that annoyed me. Shaon then, at that point, uncovered that Monique had let him know point clear that she wasn't keen on being a mother to him. Far more detestable, he asserted that Monique had likewise owned up to him that she failed on being an extraordinary mother to Him saying that she realizes that she didn't do the best work that she might have done as a mother. And when he attempted to address her about it, she would not take responsibility. He then, at that point, uncovered that she never gave any indications of needing to be a decent mother or invested the energy